Apologies for being late, everyone. I kind of lost track of time. But welcome back to Brown Bag Bets, powered by BETSPERTS. We are your daily dose of quick hit handicapping and sports betting picks. I'm Alex Christenson, and joining me as always is Mr. Andy Molitor. And there is a special reason I'm wearing my Flyers hat today. It's not just because it's really cold or my hair looked terrible and I ran out of time to comb it, but Matt Rooney's here to join us to talk a little bit of hockey. As Andy mentioned, as we started the week, it's a little light on sports this week, and it's always good to get a little hockey talk, right, Andy?
Yeah, and I actually should have said something to you off the air about not mentioning that it was your fault. I was just gonna blame Matt for being like, yeah, we were gonna get started today, but our,
Shocker. Shocker.
We
guest
throw him
didn't
under the
show
bus
up
for
on time.
enough stuff.
Yeah,
I was
well,
here and ready
yeah,
at 10:22.
yeah. Matt was completely ready. He went down and get his free coffee from the building. Gives Matt free coffee, so
Just
like
me, only for me.
that's like the highlight of Matt's morning every day is getting his free coffee, handicapping some NHL. And yeah, like we said, there's not a ton going on with no WTA. I just mentioned this off the air. The guys who are trying to bet into the ATP tournament this week, God bless them. That has been a mess so far. Benoit Paire made a very Benoit Paire mess of his match yesterday. It looks like Rodionov is having some there's some similar issues in their match right now. So God bless him for doing that. I want no part of it. I'm just going to stick to basketball and golf. But yeah, we'll fire it up with hockey right off the bat. Matt, how's the season going? And did we confirm it's the All-Star break like now?
Yeah, so I believe this weekend, I believe, is the All-Star game, skills competition, all that kind of stuff. It's in Vegas, and they actually have some, I haven't read up on all of them, but some Vegas themed skills competition games. Something like instead of the corner sniper shots are going to be like blackjack with trying to shoot cards, and whoever gets 21. I don't know. It's going to be kitschy, but
That's
it's going to
awesome.
be they're going to be in Vegas. They got some. They're doing taking players around on boats in the pond outside of the Bellagio and doing stuff out there and trying to sauce pass onto other islands. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be a lot of fun. But it's been a pretty good season for me overall. I mean, anybody who follows the blog or whenever I'm on this show with picks, I take a lot of plus money bets. And I think my record on BETSPERTS is a little bit over 500. So my hockey betting has been pretty good, hitting just about over 500 on those plus money props, which I'll take.
Yeah.
What's on the docket tonight?
Unfortunately for Noops and his Flyers, I'm in full fade Flyers season. They did finally snap. They had a 13 game winless streak. They were 0-9-4, so they weren't even getting points during those stretches really. They finally snapped that the other night with a 4-3 shootout win over the Kings. The Jets, on the other hand, were in a mini slump of their own. They had lost, I think, six in a row on a 7-game stretch against some really good playoff teams. With the exception of Vancouver, I think they played 6 playoff teams in those 7 games. Lost 6 of the first 6, but they beat the Blues in that last one, 4-1, pretty good, and kind of a riding on a high note. It's actually could be debated a letdown spot for both teams. And if the Flyers are coming into a little bit of a letdown spot with how bad they've been this year, I kind of tend to lean on the other side there, especially if that -1.5 is all the way up at plus 170. So the Jets have been a very hot and cold team this year. The Flyers, as Noops probably knows all too well, have just been pretty darn cold most of the way. So I have no problem fading them if the Jets are going to get plus 170 at -1.5. The Maple Leafs and taking on the Devils, second night in a row. They played in Toronto last night. The Devils got out to about as good of a start as you could. Toronto completely sleepwalked. I think the Devils had 2-0, 3-0, or 2-0, 3-1, 4-2 leads. They still lost 6-4 thanks to a 4-goal third period from Toronto. So the Devils did all they could, and the Maple Leafs let them have that game if they wanted it, and they still couldn't cover a plus 1.5. So hit on that last night. I'm going to go with it again tonight at plus money. It's second end of a back-to-back. Anything can happen with the travel, but it's not too far of a trip for either. Both teams are making it, and the Devils are just not very good. They're playing without the best defenseman in Dougie Hamilton still. Maple Leafs are still relatively healthy. And then Mikko Rantanen of the Avalanche. Whenever a team like the Avs plays a team as bad as the Coyotes, I want to try and find a way to bet the Avs with some value. These two teams have played twice so far this year. Mikko Rantanen has 3 goals and 12 shots on goal in those 2 games. He's one of the game's best goal scorers on one of the NHL's best offenses. So if he's getting that many chances against a team as bad as the Coyotes, and you're going to give me plus money in him to score, I'm going to take that. I did look for his Rantanen to score and the Avs to win on Caesars, that only bumped your odds up to plus 115. So I figured at that point, probably just safer to go with the anytime goal scorer prop instead of the to score and win.
Yeah, I want to, rag on you for fading the Flyers, but Philadelphia's been a good get right spot for a lot of teams the last couple of weeks. So sounds like the Jets' turn is up.
Hey, I gotta admit, I in my blogs, I like to pump my Panthers. I think it was like plus 2,200, 2,200 Stanley Cup future in my preseason blog. I think I gave out the Flyers at something like plus 31 because I liked some of the moves they made, and they were trending upwards with their goaltending. Hand up on me for as right I was with the Panthers. I've been really, really wrong on that Flyers one, so I can admit that one too.
It's okay. As a future's better, I understand that. You only have to really get one right.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a mess of hockey bets, because of, Bo and other people have talked me into stuffing. I think we're cheering for Sullivan Coach of the Year. I'm sure there's a fun name for that award. They give them all names.
The Jack Adams. It'd be the Jack Adams.
Not as fun as some of them. Jack Russell Terrier Award for Mr. Mike Sullivan. And the premise being, well, what if they're good once everyone comes back healthy, and then the recency bias of a late run by Pittsburgh works out. So that's what I'm cheering for, along with a bunch of goalie save percentage unders and shit. I don't even know I went back and looked at them a while ago, but so I'm kind of hockey.
Weren't we talking about last time I was on here? Didn't you have some Rocket Richard props, or were you looking into some of them last time?
Yeah, basically, I think everybody but the American. I need the Russian, the Russian or the Canadian to take it.
Shocker.
Or DeBrincat.
That's an American. He's an American.
The right American. I can't have.
Okay, gotcha.
Is it Matthews is up there?
Awesome, Matthews is up there too. He's always up there.
I'm not sure. I have this in 6 different books. I need to take care and update my future spreadsheet a little bit. But
we should sometime over the All-Star break. Let's go over Andy's futures, and I'll give him an update on where they're at. How about that?
Yeah, we'll have to figure out where I send all my hockey bets. But yeah, thanks for popping in and helping us talk some hockey day. Because obviously I'm just naming the country where players are from. I can't even think of the names of some of the stars.
Just that one Canadian and that one Russian. They'll probably be fine.
One Russian guy. Are you going to have any articles up this week?
I already have my blog posted today. My Wednesday's usually the national night. I think Wednesday is also the last night before they head off for the All-Star break, so I'll probably have something there. And then once we see some All-Star, probably not game props, but some of those skills competition props, if I can bet on Alex DeBrincat to win blackjack, I don't think I can pass that opportunity up. So I think I'll probably do something fun with that if we get some props. But yeah, just probably tomorrow again for the national games, and then try and do something for the All-Star break.
I'm down. So all right, check him out on Twitter, mrooney23 on BETSPERTS. You'll see some of his articles, short videos, and more hockey stuff throughout the week. And we'll catch you later. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Matt.
That's
nice little hockey.
Talking about the games, the little skill competition games.
That sounds
bad
awesome.
flash. I know, but it gave me bad flashbacks to Curry hitting that late 3. Didn't we have a 3-point contest guy that was live?
It was Curry to raise money for charity, how many half-court 3-pointers he could make. And he it took him forever to make one. And then they just basically had anybody that was in the gym come out and try to chuck some, and it got a little out of hand.
Yeah, I don't need that in my life. So, all right, college basketball went 1-1 yesterday. No harm, no foul. Little juice lost, which is never fun, but it's better than the alternative. The one under I gave out never had a chance. Big flurry of scoring right away. Hard to get an under 135 when there's 45 points at the halfway mark of the first half. But the over got there with Vermont, and a 3-pack today in beautiful downtown Wichita. Actually, this is in Tulsa, I think. No, this is in Wichita. I don't usually bet home teams. I tend to stay away from that altogether. But Tulsa, not a good defense, pretty good offense. And I'm really hoping the defense can snug it up a little bit and stay close here. I have this one a lot closer, and a lot of it is based on I don't love a lot of things about Wichita State's offense. I bet against them a couple, maybe last week, and I think it was UCF. They kept it close, and then they just stopped scoring for like the last 4 minutes of the game. It really stunk. I don't see Tulsa doing that. I got Tulsa scoring about 65 points in this one, and I think they can keep it closer than the +7.5 I'm going to be betting on. I think this is a later game. I think both of these sides are kind of late, like 8, 9, 10 o'clock. I know UC Davis is a big West game. That's another one where UC Riverside is, supposed to be one of the better teams in the Big West. They've had their struggles. Obviously, Long Beach is just beating everybody somehow. Long Beach is overperforming greatly. They're winning games where they're meaningful underdogs in some of these. So they have wins over Irvine. I think they have wins over Riverside and Irvine, but Riverside has lost to Irvine. Riverside's lost to Long Beach. They got to bounce back here against Fullerton on Saturday. And I'm going to bet against him again. I think I had Fullerton in that one. It's hard to say. I bet like 30 games on Saturdays. But UC Davis in a spot here where I'm going to fade a pretty bad offense. Riverside is more of a defensive team. And I like the Aggies. I think it's the Aggies. Mustangs is a different one, but they're a decent offensive rebounding team. They don't turn the ball over. I worry a little bit about their free throws, but I have this a lot closer than the +5.5. And then here's a bit of a sketchy one. This is another one where this under could be dead in like 10 minutes. Central Michigan under 157.5. My numbers have been low on this all year. This game either ends up in the 140s or the 170s. Like, you'll know right away. You don't have to find a final score for this one. If we can keep this at the pace I think we can, it'll stay under. It should be around 150, 152 is where I have it. And if the scoring is just off the hook right away, you can just turn this one off and chalk it down as hopefully the sides come in. So 3-pack today, bigger slate tomorrow. I should have some more picks then. And the pros are playing?
They are. The big boys, they've got 7 games tonight. It's pretty big for a Tuesday. But again, they're trying to fit as many games as they can in here before the All-Star break in 3 weeks or so. Again, the NBA has done a pretty good job, but as good a job as any league at kind of absorbing all this COVID nonsense and continuing to move on without having to really do anything drastic or take a break. But 7 games tonight. Again, a lot of things kind of up in the air from an injury perspective. Did find a few bets, curious to see what happens. The Timberwolves Nuggets. The Timberwolves is aside. We'll wait and see if Jokic is out. Looks like he is going to be out. Might be a decent spot to back the Timberwolves. Bucks Wizards. I kind of want to lay a big number with the Bucks, but the Wizards have been playing a little bit better. 2 bets I did find I like though. We'll start with the Pistons. Was able to grab them -2. I'm seeing -3 right now. That looks fine. The Pelicans really beat up here. No Brandon Ingram, it looks like. Probably no Josh Hart. Valanciunas was questionable yesterday, but played yesterday. I wonder if they give him tonight off. He's still questionable on the injury report. It's just a really nice spot for a Pistons team that's finally getting Jeremy Grant back. They have Kelly Olynyk back. 2 players who bring a veteran presence. Jeremy Grant's one of the best players on the team, and Olynyk has been a really solid force, kind of as a pseudo starter, generally off the bench with the way Isaiah Stewart's playing. But Pistons finally getting some depth back, getting some of their talent back here at home. Again, the Pelicans played last night, a really tough spot for them. As gross as it is to bet the Pistons as a favorite, which has only happened 3-4 times this year, I think I'm happy to do it. And again, -3 or better. Was able to get -2 earlier this morning. And then the Magic playing the Bulls. Again, as I mentioned before, it seems like we should be in a period of maybe overs. I don't know if we've kind of run out on that. I'll have to look again. But this particular game, the Magic of the Bulls, they played, I think it was a week, maybe 2 weeks ago at this point. Just a really funky, poor shooting performance by the Magic, and it was a blowout for the Bulls. I think that really, oddly enough, drove that total kind of down. The Magic really pulled up shop there, and I think we're getting a little bit of low number as a result of that. I have this closer to 228. 222 would play this up to 224, honestly. Just a really good spot. The Bulls missing some of their best defensive players like Alex Caruso, Lonzo Ball, but kind of have all the offensive pieces here. And the Magic continue to get better. I mean, it's just a young team that's kind of gelling. I don't know if they'll ever be good, but they've been putting up more points every single night. So like the over here. So we'll go with the Pistons and a Magic Bulls over.
Yeah, Pistons is a favorite. That stuck out to me when you said that. Or like when I saw it in the sheet. Oh, that's a thing tonight. They're not good, but that's
You don't
that's
feel
a
great
thing.
about it, but a lot of us are holding our noses.
A lot of those hold your nose bets are the best ones. But in my experience, at least, some of the worst feeling bets I've ever made have been the easiest ones to come through. Especially some really ugly underdogs in basketball. A couple head to heads. I'll probably have some day one head to heads I like. It's gonna be fun handicapping that and again, I think I mentioned it yesterday. They're playing on 3 different courses. It's the only way to get a tournament in when you have, amateurs with you, and not like, hey, it's the good amateur that gets to play in the Masters. That's like Larry Fitzgerald. Like, there's 6-hour rounds. You have to use 3 courses. So round one head to heads will be interesting what they offer, because you won't be able to. I don't think you should be giving head to heads for cross course, although God, 5 dimes used to do shit like that, and you'd be able to absolutely take advantage. So, just some full tournament head to heads. These are all for the full tournament. Zalatoris over Berger at a dog price. I got plus 112. Waiting for Bookmaker to populate their head to heads. That should be later on this afternoon. Be interesting. Didn't actually place these yet. These are plays that will be placed. I'm just waiting for a few other places to come up so I can do some price shopping and evaluating. But I don't know that Berger finishes this tournament. Hopefully he doesn't withdraw before the tournament. I need him to go out there and hit a couple balls and decide his injury is not not going to allow him to play this with way more important tournaments coming up, like Genesis and the Players, not that far around the corner. You don't want to be dicking around with trying to tough your way through a pro-am when you have big money tournaments coming up and you're playing at the level that he is. Berger's a better player. Like Berger and Zal, Berger should be a favorite. I'm not sure if he should be this big of a favorite, but I will take Zalatoris at a plus money price right now. And the fact that Berger is a risk to either play shitty due to an injury or withdraw. Streelman over Kisner. If you're a course history guy, Streelman, for some reason, I don't have him rated super high here, but he always plays well here. This is especially the Pebble Beach course, which 2 of the rounds will be on. So he's always played well at Pebble Beach. I have him just basically ranked higher than Kisner in a lot of places. Maybe outside of some birdies or better stats, but he's a better striker of the ball than Kisner, and I think he plays well here again. And then Smalley over Moore, and these are not super household names again, but Alex Smalley over Taylor Moore. There's actually a couple Moores on the tour, but this is Taylor Moore, and Smalley's a better ball striker. Smalley's a better putter, and Smalley's a much better greens and regulation hitter. Is that a thing? A much more likely man to hit a green in regulation. These are small greens, all 3 courses. You're going to need that skill. You're going to need to everybody needs to have good approach on every tournament ever. Your second shot is so important. Doesn't matter where you're at, but hitting these small greens is going to be important. And getting him as the underdog here, I like quite a bit. So Alex Smalley over Taylor Moore at plus 100, Streelman over Kiz at minus 120, and Zal and Berger over Berger plus 112 are the prices I've found so far. And I'll have, like I said, I'll probably have some more, and we'll have Felica in tomorrow. He'll talk about the tournament as well.
And that'll be great. We're back to the normal schedule for golf, which I don't know if I'm excited about or not. I can't tell if I liked the Saturday finish.
I kind of liked the Saturday finish. I didn't like the Wednesday start. Like, maybe should golf be 3 rounds? My column.
That's you and Ben Rothenberg can work on that.
Yeah, no, it shouldn't be. Golf should be 5 rounds. But I did enjoy the Saturday finish. That was fun because I just paid 0 attention to the Sunday finish the week before. So, if you like Saturday finishes, hit the thumbs up in the YouTube chat. We appreciate you guys here. Sorry we're a few minutes late again. It was Matt. Thank you for covering for him, Alex. And we'll check you tomorrow for a Felica Wednesday.